If this isn't soft power hegemony, what is? And now they're at the White House discussing policy with the President of the United States. It's a perfect example of how to use soft power. Can you think of any other non-Western country with this kind of soft power? I bet you can't.
일간 소울 영어입니다.
So much is happening in the world, a pandemic, a war, new prime ministers, but guess what the biggest story of the day is? This one. K-pop super band BTS was in the White House. I'm sure you've been flooded by the pictures. It's impossible, literally impossible, to miss this bit of news. And fun fact, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern also visited the White House on the same day. Pretty sure you had no clue. And that tells you how popular BTS is. They grab more eyeballs than a head of state. Anti-Asian hate crimes rose 73% in 2020, and in 2021, they rose 339%. All 7 BTS members turned up at the White House on Tuesday, all smiles and all clad in black. Take a look at their conversation with the US President.
We just want to be a little help, and we truly appreciate the White House and the government's trying to find solutions.
The rise of K-pop. BTS is leading this Korean movement. Do you remember last year's UN General Assembly? BTS were appointed as South Korea's presidential envoys. They danced through the assembly hall, they sang outside the headquarters, and to be perfectly honest, they brought some fun to dreary old diplomacy. And now they're at the White House discussing policy with the President of the United States. If this isn't soft power hegemony, what is? Just think about it. BTS has the power to influence hate crimes in a country 10,000 kilometers away. They're recognizable, they're untouched by controversy, and they're willing to engage in important conversations. It's a perfect example of how to use soft power. BTS's direct economic value is $3.5 billion. Their indirect impact is around $1.2 billion. They make up 0.3% of South Korea's national GDP, 0.3%. That's 7 singers contributing 0.3% of the GDP. But this Korean wave did not happen overnight. It was years of calculated investments and planning. And the result is in front of you. BTS, Gangnam Style, Parasite, Squid Game, so many icons have emerged from K-pop. Can you think of any other non-Western country with this kind of soft power? I bet you can't. And why do I say non-Western? Because soft power projection is easier for the West. Their culture is backed by political, economic and hard power dominance. Not the case for South Korea. They were ravaged by war. They survived bouts of dictatorships. And they live next to a rogue nuclear state. And that makes the Koreans, this Korean wave, all the more impressive. Also, they rarely make bad headlines. Compare that to Hollywood, probably more powerful than K-pop, but the headlines are awful. Not exactly soft power material. So far, K-pop has stayed away from that mess. Ambassadors like BTS have used their popularity to send the right messages, to make a difference. And that's why they ended up in the White House yesterday.
구독과 좋아요 눌러주세요.